Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and I did a tier list not that long ago. It was the Raw women, and I did the SmackDown women. But I found another one that just like supposed to be even the AEW ones. So I figured I'd make a giant list. I don't know all of the AEW women's names, so there's that. So we're gonna kind of just remember who I know and who I think I know who it is, and we'll kind of put them into an order. We have quite a few, so we'll try to even them out like we normally do, and we'll just jump right into it. I don't know who this is. I've been looking when I was saying I don't know names, and I don't know who this is at all. Seems okay. I'm gonna put her in C for now. I'm trying to rack my brain for who it is. I just don't know. So, um, let's go and see. Let's go and see. I feel like it's pretty solid. Abaddon. Just not my fan. I'll be honest. I'll be completely honest with that. Demon, not demon. Um, Vampire? No, zombie. Why am I cannot think of what the name is. She's a zombie. Um, just not my thing, but at all. Next up, this is like pretty recent, I think too, because like they have Tori Storm and Chris Statlander as champion, so not not too. It's like definitely not like from last weekend, but like pretty close. Next up is Willow Nighting. I like Willow a lot. I'm trying to think overall where I'd want to put her. I'm gonna put her in C for now. No, I'll put her for B for now. She'll probably move around. I'm not 100% sure because there's so many people and there's so little space to put on each tier. Next up is Athena slash. She used to be what is it? Ember Moon. I liked Ember Moon a lot. Athena, her character isn't that great, but we're not talking about that. We're just talking about. Oh, I'm doing it waifu. I don't. I didn't really even explain that. Um, I'll put her in B also. Solid. I think solid choice. I think I think that's probably where she's best put. Jade Cargill. I love Jade. I hate what they did to her winning streak, but she's definitely S tier. I have her action figure right next to me. I have three AEW women's action figures right next to me. So those probably will all be, you know, up high tier, but Jade's one of them, and I like her a lot. Is that God? I forget her name. It starts with an S, and her last name's like Deeb. I do believe that's what it is. Never really liked her. I'm gonna put her in C. Just not kind of a material that I view. Like I just like don't like her character. You know, I just don't know much about her. Honestly, just kind of had some rivalries with people that I've seen her against, but that's about it. Next up is Rio. I like Rio a lot. I'm gonna put her at A for now, but I feel like she could be possibly S tier also. But it just kind of will move around depending on if I have space. I'll put her up higher at the end. But she's definitely like A to S material. But to say A S material, no, that's kind of sounds like ass. Next up is Britt Baker. I don't like her gimmick. I mean, I don't know, dentist stuff just isn't very cool. I don't know. I mean, who would really think that? I mean, maybe she does because she's using it. Overall, I do still kind of like her, so I'm gonna put her in A. She might be one that drops a little bit, but that's where I'm thinking. Man, I've seen her wrestle, but I have absolutely no clue who she is. Just not my gimmick or anything I care too much about. I'm gonna put her in C. She might move up a little bit. God, I like know on the like in my brain that I know her name, but I can't think of it. Ruby Soho. I didn't like her in WWE. I really don't like her in AEW and her whole gimmick and everything. Just not really waifu material for me. I'm gonna put her in C for now because I feel like there might be some people below, but she could definitely be one to drop further down. I don't know who this is. I'll be honest. The next two I don't know. I'm pretty sure like her last name's Hogan. I'm not sure. I'm gonna drop her down and her down. I'll put her up here and put her up here. I think Hogan's pretty cute, I guess. I don't, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Uh, the AEW one I know a lot less, so they'll probably be moving around. But probably what I want to do. I mean, nobody's bad here except for Abaddon. No offense, but I think everybody would agree. I mean, she's a zombie, so that's not my thing. Um, Next up is Akara Shida. I love Shida. She is now the world champion. Deserves S tier up here for sure. She's awesome. Um, Definitely also another one that I have a figure of. Um, do not know who you are. Like it's bad. I don't know a lot of the women's division. Like they don't get a lot of screen time. It feels like. Um, Put her in B tier overall, just out of nothing, just based off of seeing the portrait. I guess is how we'll go with it. Julia Hart though, I do like Julia Hart. I don't think quite S material, but I'll put her in A. A little spooky. I like it. Nothing wrong with that. Kind of gothic. I like that. Next up is that Jamie? I think it's Jamie. I'll put her in B tier. I think it's who. If I think it's I think it's who I think it is, I'll put her in B. I don't know who she looks like. She looks like just like a generic wrestler, like jobber type thing. Probably offensive. Somebody's probably a big fan. I don't know. I'm gonna put her in D tier. Just not my thing. Now I always forget her name, but I know her nickname's the Magic Girl. I think she's pretty cute and overall waifu material. I'll put her in A. I feel like I'm filling out this pretty well. But we'll see. Thunder Rosa is another one. Like I said, figurine. That would be my last of my AEW ones. I'm going to put her in S tier. I like Thunder Rosa a lot. Could possibly change when I start moving people around. But for right now, I think that's a pretty solid thing. I don't know who you are, lady, either. I'll put you in C. Just kind of basing it off of whatever I can base it off of. I'm going to put you in C. Saraya. I like Saraya. Former Page. I'll put her in A. She possibly could be S. But I'm trying to reserve the S for maybe some of the WWE people that I know a lot better. So, again, I don't know who you are. I'm going to have to put you in C. Just kind of basing it off of just your little portrait. Next up is Nyla Rose, and then we have, God, I forgot her name too, but I can't stand her laugh. Emi Sakura. There we go. I'm gonna put both in and D. Just kind of my feeling on both. I couldn't do it with Emi's laugh. I'm sorry. And Nyla just looks like they would absolutely destroy me. So I'm gonna have to put both of them in D. Valkyrie, I think is her last name. I don't care much for her. I'm gonna put her in C, but she's not bad. Just not exactly who I'm thinking of, I guess, or who I want to put in this list. I guess it's the best way of putting it. Next up, we have another person I don't know. Put her in C. Next up, we have Sky Blue. If you've seen a lot of the TikTok stuff about Sky Blue and matches and stuff, you'll see why she definitely deserves to be an S tier. So that's enough said with that, at least. I don't even know who this is. Are you pouring an imaginary cup? I'll put you in D because I have absolutely no clue. I just don't. Next up is Chris Statlander. I've never really cared too much for Chris Statlander, and I saw her in a couple of interviews. She seemed pretty cool, and I was gonna say down to earth, but like that doesn't make sense because she's an alien or whatever. So maybe don't say it that way. But I'll think A tier for now. Next up is Tori Storm. Is it Tori Storm even? Yeah, Tori Storm is her name. She was in WWE, but can't remember if that was her same name there. She's not bad. I'll put her in B for now. And then the next two, I don't know. I think I've heard of their names. I think this is Bunny, right? And I don't know who exactly they are. But they're both blonde, so I don't mind blonde. So I'm going to put her in C for now. They could definitely go up. But we'll go to WWE, which I think I know most of the people in here. I could be wrong. But let's see. Is that Isladon? No, Isladon is the other one that is fire. She's okay. I don't remember where I put her on the other one, so this will be a little bit of a contradiction, but it's also just because like I have certain space. I'm gonna put her in B for now, or C, and then I will move around because I feel like I'm gonna start filling up the top pretty fast. Next up, Alexa Bliss, one of my only WWE figures. It's kind of weird that they fit my S tier, but I love Alexa Bliss, love her gimmick, everything. Put it up here. Is that a Alea? Alea? I'm probably saying the name wrong. Not really anybody that I've seen or cared about, so I'll put her in D for now. I feel like I'll be a little harsher with some of the WWE people. Um, Next up is Asuka. Best person. Put her in S. We love Asuka here on the channel, so she's definitely going to be here. Next up is Bayley. Bayley's interesting because I liked her old gimmick a lot, but I don't like the way she laughs and all that in the new stuff. So I feel like she would be C tier, but I feel like that's kind of low. So I'm going to put her in C for the time being, and she might get bumped up. Next up is the man, Becky Lynch. I love Becky Lynch, so S tier for her. I know I'm going to be filling up this top tier pretty fast, but overall I think I got a pretty solid one up at the top. Next up is Bianca Belair. I like Bianca a lot. I like pretty much everything about her. It's just her matches lately have just really taken it out of me. I'm gonna put her in A for the time being. She might slide down a little bit, but I don't know. There's something. There's just something about the last couple matches that I haven't really liked. Just in the way she's kind of had it. Her Io Sky match was fine, but the two against Asuka and some of the weekly matches have just kind of been rough. At least in my eyes. It might be just wrong, but we shall see. Next up, we have Candice LeRae. I like Candice LeRae. She seems pretty cool and down there. I'll put her in B. Kind of put her in the middle of the road. Next up is Sasha Banks. I believe that's Sasha Banks. Kind of looks a little different. Or is that Carmella? That's Carmella. Wow. I really just was off. This is so small on my computer, and I needed to pay more attention. So Carmella. I think Carmella's pretty solid. I'll put her in B. A lot of her gimmicks have not been the greatest, so she might slide down. But overall, I think she's pretty solid. The Queen, Charlotte Flair. I think A tier is pretty fitting for the Queen. Not quite my cup of tea, but still really far up there. Cora Jade. I like Cora Jade a lot. I'm going to put her in A, though. I just feel like she's not quite S yet, but I do like everything that she's been doing in NXT, so I think she won't be that far from behind the whole thing. God, that sounded so worse. I'll move her down. She's been giving me a death stare. Move her down. Okay, now we're a little bit more solid. I'm trying to get solid all this. Next up, Dakota Kai. I've never really been a big fan of Dakota Kai, and I'll add her next to her damage control mate in C. Next up is Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke's pretty solid. I'll put her in B. I think she's done pretty good with NXT. And just overall, it's not bad. Emma. I feel like she hasn't really had much in wrestling, like that she's been able to do in a while of being on the main roster. But I think overall she's not the worst. So I'll put her in C. And that C I think is pretty much filled up. But, we can see. Indy Hartwell. I like Indy a lot. I'm going to put her in A. She might go up to the top, but I think for the time being, A is pretty good. Then we got Dawn. Dawn's pretty solid. I'll put her B. I think that's a pretty good spot. I'm trying not to load up the top too much because I know I got a little bit more coming, but I think we're doing pretty good. Io Sky, our new women's champion. If you have watched the pay-per-view, I love Io. She is a cutie. S tier. Chance, the one that used to be on Ninja Warrior. Katana Chance. I was trying to think of her name. I knew that it started with a K, but my brain kept breaking. I think her and Kaden are both B. Katana might go a little bit lower. Yeah. I'll put Katana as the last C. Next up, is that Bev Phoenix? Or Beth Phoenix? Bev? Is that? It must be. I like Beth Phoenix. I'll put her in B. Yim. I think Yim is A. I feel like she definitely could, use a fresh gimmick, but I think overall, I like her. I like her in up, up, down, down. She has some pretty cool moments on that, so I think A is not bad. Next up is Natalia. I like Natalia overall, but I feel like she doesn't get as much screen time as that she used to. I'm trying to think. I think we're running out of space in places. I'm gonna move you down to the bottom. I think is the best thing. And then I'm gonna put Natalia in B. Be my last B. Yeah, I think that's pretty solid. Next up is Nikki Cross. I don't like her gimmick at all. I'm just gonna have to put her in D for that. Both of them. She's just had a really bad hand with that. Definitely not material. Dewdrop slash Piper Niven. Like she doesn't really have much of a story, I guess. Kind of sucks for her. I'm gonna probably put her in. I could safely put her in D. I think. Have enough spots at the top. And I think I'm gonna start filling up that top pretty fast. Liv Morgan is just the cutest, and she's sweet, and I love her in outside stuff. Definitely S tier. Next up is Raquel Rodriguez. I mean, she seems super awesome. Also, definitely S tier material. Next up, just straight up, it's Rhea. I mean, come on, mommy has to be up at the top. There's nothing else you can say about that. Next is Ronda Rousey. I think I rated her pretty low before, and I feel like I want to, but I feel like she doesn't quite deserve such a bad rating. Let me see if I can move this down a little bit so I can get one more, because I feel like I'm going to have one more row that I need. Ronda, I'm going to put her in C for the time being. We've got a couple more people to fill out, so... You know who they don't have on this, but I mean, she's kind of brand new, is Maxine. I would probably put her up at the top. Maxine Dupree. Roxana Perez. I like Roxana a lot. S tier for me. Shayna Baszler. She just seems like she kicked my ass. I'm not too into. I mean, everybody here. Let's be honest. Everybody here could kick my ass, but just overall, I don't want to feel that bad. Shotzi. I like the long hair and like that gimmick, but now with the short hair, maybe a couple points taken off. I'm not a big fan of like short hair as much. I'm gonna put her in C. I feel like we're filling this out. Next up is Sonya Deville. I like Sonya quite a bit. I think she'd be about middle of the pack with a B. I feel like I can move maybe one more B upwards out of here. Let's go Dana Brooke up to A, so we have a little bit of space. Next up is Chelsea Green. I think Chelsea's pretty cool. Gonna put her in B. I don't really like her gimmick as much, but I think overall, put her right next to her tag team partner. Tegan Knox. She just seems really awesome. I'm gonna put her in A. I haven't seen much of her. I think she might be hurt, but not 100% sure. I'm gonna put Indy up 1. I'm gonna put Jade up 1. Put Chelsea up 1. Alright. I think that's good. I'll put her in B. And then I put the next two in A. I kind of feel like Zelina for sure is an A. But does somebody else here deserve to be bumped up? I think I'm going to put Kane Carter up. And then I'll put Zoe Stark in the B. So this is what my tier list is. Yeah, just complete opinion, I guess. But hopefully you guys found it entertaining. And I just bumbled through rating people for no reason. And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye, guys.